very important to make it clear how my women's only gym will be operating, and it will be operating as a single-sex space for biological women.
And then excluding trans women, who are some of the most vulnerable women out there, and face all of the violence that you claim to be protecting women from, is transphobia.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So this video is a video of a content creator that's been dragged for creating a biological women's only gym. So what's happening here is that this young woman, about 4 or 5 years ago, she came on the internet with the idea that she wants to create a women's only gym, and that really just sparked the entire conversation. And I think there was some kind of donation being done about it, and people were excited about it. A lot of women were excited, including trans women. And back then, people were asking her questions about it, like, oh, what is the gym going to look like, and all that. Are trans women also included in this women's own gym? And she said yes at that time. She even did a video to explain why and how she supports the trans community and all that. So fast forwarding to 2025, now the gym is about to open, and now she came to release a statement saying that our gym now is for biological women only. Trans women are not welcome. And this just started a whole outrage on the internet where people are calling her out for not including trans women in our women's only gym. Rather, she's including just a biological born female only gym. So let me know down in the comment section, what do you think about the idea of having a women's only gym, or will I say a female only gym? And this is happening in the UK, and a lot of people said, some people said they've donated. I don't really know how true that is, but I think there was some donation anyway. But anyway, guys, this has gotten a lot of people talking. A lot of people have so much to say. So we're going to check out people's response to this, okay? And then we'll come back and talk more.
She said this back in 2021.
Of course, trans women are welcome at my women's only gym. I don't see trans women as trans women, I see trans women as women. So 100,000% trans women. In 2021, 4 years ago, I made a tweet, and the tweet referenced my women's only gym, the girl spot, and being trans inclusive. Now, when I made that tweet in 2021, I had just announced my plans to open a women's only gym. I hadn't thought out the vision or the mission or what it would entail, but all I knew is that I wanted to open a gym. We are now 4 years later, and I have had a great deal of time to figure that out. The Girl Spot Gym exists as a safe space for women because women are facing gym harassment, sexual assault, and sexual violence inside of gyms, and I know that because I'm a victim of it. So the meaning of the Girl Spot Gym is now entirely different, and I say this to say that whilst we are a gym, inside we are focusing on self-defense classes, Muay Thai, boxing classes, as well as workshops and activations around PCOS and training on your menstrual cycle, all of which occur to biological women. Majority of the women who are seeking my women's only gym, the Girl Spot, are coming here because they have faced some level of gym intimidation or sexual violence and assault that has been perpetrated by men. So as the owner of the gym, it is very important to make it clear how my women's only gym will be operating, and it will be operating as a single-sex space for biological women. Now, we do believe that everybody deserves a safe space, and there are many gyms that are starting to have mixed cubicles and changing rooms so that individuals can feel safer and more included in these environments. But the Girl Spot Gym as a standalone is a female-only gym because it is imperative that I stick to the vision and the mission and ensure that these women feel safe.
I'm not gonna lie, Natalie, I want my money back. Because when I donated to your gym, I thought that it was a space for all women. Cis, trans, all women. What I would like to know is, how is this gonna work out for you legally? Because trans people are under protected characteristics. That means you can't discriminate against them without being sued. So all this money that you're trying to generate for this gym is just gonna get eaten with all these cases that you're gonna have. Also, how do you even decipher who's trans from who's not? So if I don't shave my moustache, will I not be allowed in? I'm 5'10", will I not be allowed in? I'm confused. Do you have to put our pussies on the table? Or our period pads on the desk? What's going on? I just think that was a real punk move from Natalie. I'm sorry, you're punk. You let the TERFs bully you into being a TERF. You're a punk.
Women's only space, and then excluding trans women, who are some of the most vulnerable women out there, and face all of the violence that you claim to be protecting women from, is transphobia. and it's disgusting.
What I find particularly bad, mind, is that you waited until people gave you money and you had your business to then come out and say that you're actually transphobic. Because when people were asking whether this was a trans inclusive space, this was obviously people asking whether they should invest their money into your business to have a safe space to exercise in. And you knew that. That's conniving and that's sneaky. You didn't open your mouth to say, yes, this is a trans inclusive space. And especially when you've been trying to fight scammer allegations all this time, you've been trying to get this business up and running. You say, yes, there's a trans inclusive space. And then once you actually take the people them's money and open the business, you now tell them they can't enter. That's a scam. You're a scammer. That's really nasty. Because it's very convenient that you didn't mention that this wasn't trans inclusive before you had the business. Now that you've got the gym and now you've got the business, now you want to say, oh, actually, by the way, thanks for the money, you can't enter. And your reasoning doesn't even make sense anyway. It's a space for women to be free from sexual harassment. I want you to Google the stats of the rate of sexual harassment and of trans women right now and tell me they don't need a space to be safe in. It doesn't make sense on so many fronts. Like, it doesn't make sense on any front, actually. Because how are you even going to police this biological woman rule? By that logic, trans men can enter your gym. So trans men can enter your gym, but women who are women can't enter your gym. Doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. But transphobia doesn't make sense. So I guess that's that.
She knows she's not going to lose out on any money. Like, she can rest assured knowing that, like, a big part of her consumer base are not going to turn away from her because of this. Like, she's very much able to rely on the fact that, like, transphobia does run so rampant within the Black community. I think one of my biggest wishes for, like, the Black female community would be that we'd become more secure in our womanhood to where we wouldn't have to subjugate the population of women that experiences the most harassment and like the most sexual violence, etc. Like, at the moment, like, I'm sure Nataleebee Fitness doesn't have an issue turning back on the things she said in 2021, because 2021 was very much a, like, political correctness was at the forefront of everybody's minds, and it wouldn't really serve her well to promote her brand in this, like, exclusive mindset. Like, now with this rise of conservatism, there aren't really any pitfalls to her exhibiting transphobic rhetoric, especially within the Black community, where so many people's perception on gender is informed by, like, religion or even, like, the values that we've come to adopt, even if they're not inherently cultural values, like the values we've come to kind of, like, adopt. So, like, even if she does come out and apologize, which I really, really doubt, but even in the instance where that did happen, she's not going to change her business plan, because a big part of her consumer base, which is going to be women of color, specifically Black women, like, they're not gonna ride behind trans people on this issue. Like, they're definitely not. People barely care about gay rights. They're not gonna care when it comes to this kind of issue, which is, like, really, really unfortunate. But I feel like that's why she knows. She knows that, like, regardless of the controversy online, her pockets are still gonna be lined, because unfortunately a lot of people, like, don't care about issues that don't affect them. Because if there's an opportunity to stand above someone in the social hierarchy, like, people are going to take it. Time and time again, the Black community has shown that, like, if there's an opportunity to kind of be above someone because of the way that we've been subjugated, if there's an opportunity to now you're above someone, like, people are always going to take the opportunity, like, and this is just another example of that.
Nataleebee Fitness and her Girl Spot Gym and her video on Twitter backtracking on her statement from 4 years ago saying that her girls only gym will be open to trans women. Got some thoughts. I just want to preface with everything I'm about to say is trans women are women. Excluding them from a women's only space is TERF behaviour. And if you're not a TERF yourself, you are aligning yourself with TERFs. I am a weightlifter. I have trained in gyms across the United Kingdom and in mainland Europe. In and out of the gym, my harassment that I have faced, because I am 1 in 3 women, has always been from a man. I have never felt unsafe around a trans woman. I have trained alongside trans women, and do you know what I've never been? Scared. To exclude trans women from your girl spot is despicable. Quite simply put, it's despicable. Secondly, what are you going to do? Are you going to make me drop my kecks every time I come in your gym? How are you policing this? Am I bringing my birth certificate that says F every time I enter your gym? Trans women are women, and they deserve a space to feel safe as well. Forcing trans women into male spaces, male changing rooms, male toilets, etc., is putting trans women at risk. I have seen a multitude of tweets from trans women who have donated to your fundraiser for you to start your gym to achieve your dream. You will ever get the chance of achieving their lifelong dream, and you're achieving it in your early 20s through the help of allies and trans women. Those women thought they were getting a safe space to train. So to see a creator that has blown up, has such a huge platform, such a space to influence, align themselves with TERF ideology, it's really disappointing. I'm disappointed. So that's all I wanted to say, really. But closing point, trans women are women. They deserve a safe space. And if your argument is they can have their own space, they're women. You made the space. You just want to drop the keks every time they enter the door.
Owner of the gym, it is very important to make it clear how my women's only gym will be operating, and it will be operating as a single-sex space for biological women.
Oh, girls and gays, in the words of a very successful 90s boy band, we've come to the end of the road. In Women's History Month too. What a shame! A crying shame! First of all, understanding womanhood would be understanding that not every woman has the exact same anatomy. Intersex women, women with endometriosis, women with PCOS, women like me who've had the kind of cancers that determine how their hormones work, which also affects their womanhood. This is just within cisgender sections of womanhood. Diversity already exists within the boundaries of cisgendered womanhood. And now you've made it abundantly clear that most of your marketing for this women's only gym came from its diversity that it will no longer adhere to. You better believe I unsubscribed from that mailing list immediately, with immediate effect. Yes, it's true that a lot of us who registered our interest in this gym initially were trying to escape the unwanted attention, harassment, and violence from men. Yes, it is true that women of different faiths may need to have specific sections of the gym to work in order to stay aligned with their faith. That does not mean blanketing all women under one perspective so that you can exclude other women. Now, I know that so many of these surf and turfs are going to be in my comments talking about, you better not talk about the fact that black women were once unidentified as human beings and women. You better not use that to justify the fact that you think we're bigoted. Yes, I will. Because the same metrics that were designed to exclude any woman who wasn't white are now being used to exclude any woman who isn't female. And as I said previously, that doesn't even just start and finish with transgender women. That could literally still be someone with female anatomy who's also born with male sex organs or other male-specific hormones, who is a woman. And you cannot take that truth away from her just because she's not a woman in the same way that you are. This is why all of these rhetorics about fashion changing into a more modest movement and, who can go into a gym changing room, all of these conversations are pointing to one thing. We are losing our human rights every day. Every day, they snatch a small little bolt out of a massive machine with all the cogs turning and twisting, you being the cog, by the way, all of them working towards the freedom and success of every other cog. And every single day, they pull a tiny bolt out and you look down as you're still twisting and turning, thinking, it's just one bolt. But every day, they destabilize the entire system until eventually everybody's on the floor. Why? Because as long as the goalpost is shifting, you need to work harder. And as long as you're working harder, they can keep shifting that goalpost. So they're going to tell you that you're different and you guys shouldn't be grouped together, or that perhaps one person is particularly more marginalized than the other, so that therefore means that we shouldn't consider their feelings. They're going to introduce these divisive tactics into your small localized communities who depend on each other, by the way, to survive, so that you can turn around and look to the mess that they've created with intentions to fix it. You are going to continue believing that your only job in this life is to turn and twist those cogs. You are going to continue to ignore the small bolts that they pull out of this gigantic system until when you are finally redundant, they throw you away. And when you look around you and you see the same people whose systems they taught you to use that you oppressed, and you beg for community,
you will find no one, because you hopped on social media standing like a lieutenant and said,
So after the whole people dragging her and all that, she decided to come back online to explain herself on why she decided to make this decision of making her gym biological women, or will I say female only gym. And she came online to explain herself and share her thought. For me, her explanation, I gave it a side eye, but I need you guys to listen to our explanation. And also, I'm going to be giving an unpopular opinion on this topic. Okay, so let's go check out our thoughts. Okay, let's go check out what she has to say, and then we'll come back and talk more, and I will give my thought. Okay, all right, let's go check it out.
I just want to come on here and address everything that is circulating on the internet right now. And it's very heavy, it is a lot, and I think a lot has also somewhat been misconstrued. And for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, essentially I posted a video and I said that my women's only gym, the Girl Spot, will be operating as a single sex space. So it'll be female only. So at this current time, it won't be trans inclusive. And I want to preface and say that this decision was not made lightly. It took me 4 years to make this decision, and I spent a great deal of time speaking to trans women. I spoke to charities, I spoke to Muslim women, I spoke to so many different communities about this topic. And what really saddens me is that so many people are saying that I'm transphobic. I thoroughly researched. I seeked legal advice. I spoke to communities. I spoke to trans women themselves, which I found very important to do so, to see how to navigate all of this, because I am not trans. So obviously the decision to make it was not based on excluding any individuals. It wasn't based on malice, nothing of the sort. The decision was based on the simple fact that I have been assaulted inside of a gym. That is why I stand here as a women's only gym owner. I was sexually assaulted of a gym, which means a lot of trauma and a lot of emotion and well-being is behind this project. This is not just a gym. Like, so many of the women that are coming to my women's only gym is because they have also been sexually harassed or faced gym intimidation inside mixed gyms and faced that by men. So it's very important to know that this was not an easy decision. I didn't just wake up, I didn't just say, oh, no trans women allowed. Like, I've really thought this through. And like when I made that tweet in 2021 about being trans inclusive, I had just started this project. I was 21 years old, or 20 years old actually at the time. And what the Girl Spot meant then is not what the Girl Spot means now. And that is why I said in my video that I'm labelling it as a single sex space and it will be female only, because I want to do so many classes around self-defense so that women can defend themselves against men, so that like boxing and Muay Thai is so incredibly important at the Girl Spot. And I want to do classes on like PCOS and like hormone imbalances and training on our menstrual cycle. So it is very much female orientated, you know? And I so strongly believe that everybody deserves a safe space. Like, if you are a true, authentic follower of mine, you know that I am not transphobic. You know how much I stand for safe spaces for everyone. It's so incredibly important to me, and that's why this really has gotten to me, because this is not how I ever anticipated this to go. Of course, I know that people would be hurt and feel a way about it, but like, I care so much about safe spaces, and I believe trans women deserve and need their own safe spaces, you know? Like, it's a really kind of difficult space to navigate. And like, I am one single independent gym owner. My gym is tiny, you know? I'm nowhere near the size of like LA Fitness or David Lloyd's if you're in the UK. Like, I'm one very small gym. And I know a lot of people said, why don't you have trans only hours or a trans space inside of the gym? Like, the gym is tiny. It's a very boutique gym, and like, I'm very limited, you know, and I don't have the capital and all of that. So whilst I understand the anger around backtracking in terms of what I said in 2021, like, I do feel bad about that. But the reason why it is female only is so incredibly important. You know, like, I want so many girls and women to feel so safe. Like, this is very much coming from a trauma and assault perspective. Like I said, like, I don't know if I would be standing here today if I wasn't sexually assaulted inside of a gym. Like, that was my driving force. And like, I feel like so many people have looked over it, which really upsets me also, because like, that was such a huge thing, you know? Like, any woman that experiences sexual assault in any degree is awful. And I'm getting so much hate and so much comments and everything And I feel like nobody's really understanding that I've been a victim of insane, like, harassment, intimidation, assault, and it's been awful. And I just say all this to say, like, this was not a light decision. This was not me plucking it out of thin air or wanting to exclude trans women. I've spoken to so many. I even spoke to charities, you know. So, yeah, I just wanted to clear it up and offer clarity on why I am doing this. And the real true meaning behind the girl sport and everything that will be going on inside. I know to many people, everyone thinks it's just a gym that will have, a treadmill or two and women can just come down. No, like, there are workshops, activations, events, classes that are so specific to feeling more equipped. I'm partnering with women in safety charities that sell certain things like panic alarms, rape alarms, because I care so much about women's safety. So yeah, I just wanted to put this out there and, like, clear it up of sort, or just really dive into why I am doing this and why I've taken this stance. And like I said, everyone deserves a safe space. Trans women deserve a safe space, but it's just a really, obviously, tough realm to navigate as one single independent person.
Okay. One thing is that I feel like she keeps saying she did a lot of research. What was the feedback from those research when you spoke to the NGOs, trans women? What was the feedback that led you to make that decision? Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, please be respectful. Yeah, on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way, okay? We're just here to have conversation, okay? We don't tussle yet, okay? I'm going to give a very, I'm giving it, like, warning now. I'm going to give a very unpopular opinion. And I know some people may come for me, I know that, but honestly, that is how I feel, okay? And I'm going to say it too. Warning on this one, okay? First off, let me say, I get why some people are angry. I understand why some people are angry, but some people's anger doesn't make sense to me. I understand people that are angry that she said a couple of years ago that it's going to be trans women, like women safe. So including trans and biological women, 6 women are going to go. I get it. And now she's coming back to say that, no, it's female only gym. For me, I understand those people's anger, especially when you invested in it, like you supported a cause and all that because she wanted to, she said she was including trans women to it. That was one of the reasons you supported this cause, and that was one of the reasons you donated. I understand their own anger. That's it. But the people saying that a trans woman and a cis woman are the same, I totally disagree with that. And I know some people are going to come for me and tussle, but yeah, I don't believe and I don't agree that a cis woman and a trans woman are the same. And for me, when it comes to this conversation that they keep having about trans women, cis women and all that, for me, I find it kind of annoying at a point. Mind you, I'm not transphobic. I don't care what anybody chooses to do with their life, their body, their money. It's on them. I don't care. Like, I don't care. But I'm tired of the way society is trying to bend people's hand to accept things that are not what it is. You are a trans woman. You are not a woman. That's a woman. You get what I'm saying? And I understand the outrage that, like, oh, it's not all women that can give birth to a child. It's not all women that can menstruate. It's not all women that... But the futures they came out with when they came to this earth was that of a female. I hate using that word. Was that of a female. You came as a man, and whatever reason you said you don't feel like yourself and that you are a woman, fine. But that makes you a trans woman. And for me, this female only gym and all that, biological women only gym, I feel like it's an amazing idea. If I have the money, I would do something like that. I feel like it's an amazing idea to create a space for women to be safe. To create a space for women to be safe. I feel like it's an amazing idea. And I feel like we as women, we should do things more like this and make safe space for us. Because whether you like it or not, the world out there is not safe for us, especially as a black woman. It's not safe out there. So creating space that feels safe and empowering women, for me, I'm 100,000% here for it. But that conversation of trying to mix trans men and women, trans women, and no, I don't like, no. Have we not heard of the story of where there's this trans woman that went to jail? She was put in a female prison, in a women's prison, and then he impregnated, or she impregnated some of the ladies there. So what are we saying? Like, for me, if this young lady said, the gym I want to make, this is it, even though she did not clarify what brought her to that decision, which I feel like she owes the people to explain to the people why she came to that decision, because initially she said it was going to be trans gym. I feel like she owes the people that much explanation to break it down for them and let them understand why she switched it up. I 100% get it. But if she feels like she wants it to be all women, I hate using female or biological women, because you're a trans woman and there's nothing wrong with being a trans woman. And I need people to start feeling safe and start feeling comfortable to understand that these are different things and it's okay. Well, a lot of time we are so worried and we're so scared to be different or not be in the general population and all that. And for me, I like people to just keep on cutting it off. You are a trans woman. This is a biological woman, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I honestly, like, what is wrong with being a trans woman? What is wrong with being a biological woman? That everybody has to start defending their title. There's nothing wrong with being different. Stay in your lane. You're a trans woman. There's some downside being a trans woman. There's some downside being a biological woman, and it's fine. It's fine. I don't understand why people are making such a big deal, because she needs to explain to people why she come to that, because some people have donated and she has said the cause. But there's nothing wrong with having biological women only gym. I don't see anything wrong with that. If even I had the man, I would do the same, because a lot of the time, yes, this biological born men turn trans women. I personally, correct me if I'm wrong if you're in the trans community, I feel personally that their struggle is really different from the women's struggle. Like I feel like we don't run on the same this thing. And sometimes I feel like their strengths, even though yes, they've taken hormonal the things and all that, I feel like their strengths is still a man. That's just me. That's what I think. I don't know any physically, I don't know any trans person. Obviously, I live in Nigeria, so I don't know, but that's why I feel like, let everybody, if you can wake up tomorrow and decide to create a whole gym and say, oh, this is a trans gym, and there's nothing wrong with it. The trans group deserve to be safe and they deserve to have their own gym. And if this woman is doing her own, somebody in the trans community, please, can you do your own too and do trans only gym? Like, what's wrong with that? And the men too, you say go and do men's only gym. Let everybody rest. Everybody go to where you feel safe. And as a woman, and especially as a black woman myself, I'll go to where I feel safe. And honestly, I personally, if you're saying it's a women's only gym, why not? Honestly, I love that idea. Like, love it, love it, love it. Anyway, guys, please go down, okay? I know some people are going to toss me here in this comment section, but yeah, they're going to call me transphobic and all that, but it is what that's my own thought, that's my belief and all that. I don't like it when they call trans women women. Not that I don't really care about it, but yeah, I'm just like, no, they are not women, they are trans women, and it's fine. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, go down in the comment section, share your thoughts, share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.